Okay.
Yep, gavel it up.
Okay.
Gavel it up.
Like the gavel?
Well, don't you usually?
Good evening and welcome to our March 17, 2026 Exeter Township School District Board of School Directors voting meeting being held tonight at BCTC East campus. Before we begin, on behalf of the board and administration, I'd like to sincerely thank Berks Career and Technology Center East Campus for hosting us this evening, and for the students prepared a delicious meal for us. We had corned beef and cabbage and lamb stew and mashed potatoes, wonderful
And
dessert.
3 Exeter students.
Yes, I was just about to get there, Mr. Fiddler. So thank you to Dr. Stoffer and Dr. Rosenberger for the wonderful tour, and Chef Platt, students Janika from Exeter, Caroline from Boyertown, Janaya from Exeter, and also Blaze from Exeter. Do you want to pledge allegiance? Yes, will you please rise for the pledge allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Harris, could you please take roll call?
I sure can. Okay, Julie Schaefer,
Present.
Ann Herring, Andrea Battler, present. Deborah Bloom, present. Joseph Cook, John Fiddler,
Here.
Jason Mell,
Here!
Travis Odom,
Here.
Anne Marie Yoakum-Grill.
Here.
7 present, 2 absent.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Harris. In addition to the 7 board members in attendance this evening, we are also joined at the board table by our solicitor, Sharon Montaigne, and members of the school district's administration team, including Dr. Christy Haller, superintendent, Mrs. Dawn Harris, assistant superintendent, and Dr. Josh Boyd, director of teaching and learning, and Mrs. Diane Spornabaki, director of human resources. Okay, we will not be amending the agenda tonight. And on to Dr. Heller and your superintendent report.
Thank you, Julie. So again, thank you for having us here at BCTC tonight. We enjoyed our time with you. We're excited that for the superintendent's report that we have 2 Exeter students who are here in this program to come talk to the board about their experience. So if you could come on up.
Good evening. My name is Carly Heckman. I'm a junior at Exeter Township Senior High School. I attend BCTC West Campus in Leesport for the Health Occupations program. This is my 2nd year at BCTC. I plan to pursue a career in nursing, and I know my hands-on experience I'm getting through health occupations is essential for preparing me for a future in healthcare. Programs like this allow students to learn real-life skills, not just from textbooks, but through direct experience with work we hope to do one day. These programs also help students figure out whether the path they think they want is actually the right fit for them. For many of us, this saves time, money, and uncertainty after graduation. Through a health occupations program, I've already gained valuable patient care and healthcare skills, and I've earned my CPR and first aid certifications. These experiences are building my confidence and giving me a strong foundation before I even go to college. BCTC is an incredible option for students who want to learn trades, technical skills, or earn certifications to set them up for success. Career and technical programs give students a head start in the workforce and better prepare us for our futures, no matter which path we choose. Thank you for your time and for supporting BCTC, which makes a difference for students like me.
Hi, my name is Kayla Shade, and I go to the Video and Media Content Production program at West BCTC campus. And I'm in 11th grade, and I am in my 2nd year of BCTC. It is very enjoyable. I decided to go there because when I went to Exeter for the TV Studios program, it was very interesting and I wanted to learn more about it. So I went to BCTC, and they have a lot of good technology for that. They have like a bunch of equipment that we can like rent out, and it's very good for that. And recently we did a suicide awareness PSA, and there were 2 other students that were going to speak, but they weren't able to make it, and they also submitted stuff for the PSA. One of them was named Cooper, and he said he did the dominoes PSA that showed a metaphor through the ripple of dominoes for the suicide prevention and showing that effective support. And Natalie was the other student who did Lighten the Load, which was a train. Well, it was a video, and there was like they were at a railroad, and they were showing to lighten the load by someone having a bunch of bags and other people helping them. And my PSA was virtual reality, showing that everybody would rather have a virtual reality where everything is perfect, but that is not always good. That's not always a thing that will happen. So, yes. Thank you for your time.
So thank you both for coming here tonight and sharing your experience here. These programs that are offered are so important to our students, and it takes a lot of courage to get up and speak to a room of adults. So thank you so much for doing that for us this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Next on the agenda is public comments. Do we have anyone in the audience who'd like to come up and speak? Okay, next on to treasury report and payment request. If there's no objections, we'll move to approve the February 2026 treasury report and payment request dated February 19th through March 17th, 2026. Okay, hearing none, report is approved. And on to education committee with Dr. Mr. Bender.
Thank you, Mrs. Schaefer. We have a couple of items on here for information. The enrollment report and field trips within the 60-mile radius. Any questions? Glad to see item number 2, the junior high school student council traveling to the administration building to volunteer with the food pantry. It's great to see our kids helping those who don't have enough to eat. Item C, Education Committee Consent Agenda. 2 items, the following field trips beyond 60-mile radius. And it is recommended that the Board of School Directors approve option 1, Comprehensive Development Program for 15 participants as part of a partnership with the Chester County Intermediate Unit to provide comprehensive leadership development services to support the Exeter Township School District teacher leaders and administrators. This will be funded by the Ready to Learn block grant. I so move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Fiddler. I guess I will take the personnel committee. All right, it is recommended the Board of School Directors approves or ratifies the following personnel items. Item 1, resignations, appointments. Number 2, 3, change of status, 4, additional assignments, and 5, the attached list of course requests.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to Mrs. Bloom, Finance and Audit Committee.
Okay, first I have an information item. Transition, Fox Rothschild LLP, transition to McNeese, Wallace, and Norick. After that, item B, we have the Finance and Audit Committee consent agenda. On that, I have item 1 is a budget transfer of 19,509.24, and item 2, a number of no change to current tax valuation of properties, items A through H.
Can we go back to item A, Mrs. Bloom, the information item about Fox Rothschild? I just, real quick clarification, does that include like Sultanic and anyone that we've used typically with Fox Rothschild is now going to be this new firm?
That's correct. So
Okay.
the education group of Fox Rothschild is moving to a new firm. Their pay, fees, and structures will all remain the same. The attorneys that we've worked with previously, Jim Sultanic, Bonnie Young, they are all moving. Alicia Luke, they're all
They're all
moving with this
going
group,
over.
yes.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to double check on. Thank you. Sorry, Mrs. Bloom.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think then if you wanted to do your consent agenda, item B, then to get a second for that, if you wanted to read that recommendation action again.
Oh, okay,
Is that okay?
yes.
Okay.
So for consent item B, it is recommended that the Board of School Directors approve the following finance and audit items, Item number 1 is the budget transfer, and item number 2 are items A through H, settlement valuations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion?
Yes.
I have a question. I guess to the administration, are there any changes in tax revenue as a result of these settlements?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can answer that. There is, we have to do the district has to do a refund for one of them. It's basically, I hope everyone understands, basically a CLR adjustment.
Which is what?
Common level ratio.
The common level ratio. So as that changes from year to year, taxpayers will occasionally, usually it's businesses, will say, we need to get in line with the adjusted CLR, and they file an appeal, and that's what all of these are.
Do we have a dollar amount?
Yeah, it's on attachment. If you look
Oh,
at- yeah.
I just- I don't have the-
Oh, yeah, so it's about $180,000.
108?
80.
108, okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah.
Close at 181. It's the,
Okay. I don't have my computer with me.
oh, gotcha, okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, 188,1908.
Is this the shopping center?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, that's
Yeah,
what I
Yes.
thought.
Commons here.
Can we, how do we get so out of, how does that get out of whack like that? And that's a big
It
chunk.
changes every year, and it's based on countywide sales, and they
So they
do
go
it-
to the appeals board
Yes,
and say, hey, look at these comparable sales that are selling
Right.
cheaper. They get their assessed
Properties.
value drop.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Is there any difference in the way that businesses versus residential homes are?
no,
Okay, so like, this obviously occurred, so now when's the timeline to reimburse the 180?
that's,
The change?
it's in the settlement document.
The settlement, okay.
Yeah.
So if we had the same thing like we do see with residentials where they're getting a reduction and we have to pay them back, the terms of refund is the same? I would assume?
They're-
Not always?
Yeah,
Okay.
not always.
So this could essentially take effect now, whereas if a residential could take effect July 1st?
Yes,
Or
it's,
okay,
it's for the following year.
following year, but this is,
Typically.
businesses are not?
This is currently.
Okay,
And usually, and I don't have it in front of me, but typically we negotiate a multi-year settlement so that it's usually some sort of trade-off of, we'll adjust it for years 1 and 2, and then we'll freeze it for a year or 2 thereafter. So there's some benefit to the district.
yeah, so we did July 1st, 2025, July 1st, 2026,
Right.
and then, yeah, so 26, 27.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did they pay taxes? I remember when they built that town center, there was like,
Is a
the
TIF.
taxes were
It's-
froze.
It's a tax incremental.
Right, so they didn't pay for so many years and then,
It is, their payments go through the transport, it basically helps fund improvements in the road that happen there. So they're still
Right.
paying, it's just not going
Coming to
in the
us.
same direction that typical tax payments would be. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah,
Sharon?
okay,
So, but that ends December 2027, and
right.
then it'll no longer, the TIF will be expired, and then the regular revenue will funnel as it should.
And in 2027, are they going to, do we expect them to do this again?
Yes.
Probably, yeah,
Yes.
okay.
I'm sure it will.
I
Now,
figured as much.
Sharon,
So it is 2027,
can you
thanks.
confirm for this appeal or any appeal, there's typically someone from Sweet Stevens there as
Yes.
our representative? So
Yes.
there is somebody still there that is trying to look out for the best interest of the district while we are challenging these things. So they're not just going into the Board of Appeals and saying, I want this, give it to me, and they're giving it to them.
Right,
We are-
No, you, and your district is unusual in that we
we
usually
are.
have these,
We're as unusual as you can get.
that you usually have these, our own appraisers come to those Board of Assessment hearings, and that's not typical.
Okay.
So you really do try to put your best foot forward as early as possible, which is the best thing for getting the best arrangement that you can get.
The problem is that shopping center is sold 4 times.
Right, exactly,
And that's
that's
big, and
what,
every time it's been evaluated different.
differently, right, that's what I was,
Very
okay.
And then if they sit
Yeah.
empty for a while, then there's always an appeal, so.
And are these hearings held before a judge or hearing master?
It's the Board of Assessment.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, we had discussion. Any other discussion on items 1 or 2 under B? You ready to vote? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Facilities and Transportation Committee, Dr. Butler, do you have anything to report?
Nope.
Because we have nothing to vote on.
Nope.
Okay, Mr. Mel, do you have any policy?
Nothing for policy.
Okay, and Mr. Odom, would you like to present for athletics and extracurricular activities, please?
Yes, spring sports are going well. Just started in all the spring sports. That was from Mr. Legat. And then the other is the email that I had sent to everyone, that we had time to look at it. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Haller and let her explain what we're going to be discussing as far as a petition that we've been asked to sign. She's been asked to sign.
Yep, so I received information about a petition that's circulating specifically to the superintendent regarding private Catholic, Christian, charter schools participating in sports alongside public schools. This is, if you follow high school sports, this is an issue. Every time you get to a championship, you're usually coming up against a charter or a Catholic school. And most times the public schools are losing. It has happened to Exeter in football with Bishop McDevitt, and in basketball with Emotep, where we went pretty far and then we wound up losing. The reason why this is being brought up as an issue is because those schools, unlike public schools, can recruit. And so it's really unfair to our student athletes to have to compete against schools that they're recruiting. So I'm not the only superintendent that feels that way. I would like to sign it on behalf of the district. I feel very strongly about this. Our kids work really hard to get to that point, and I think they should be competing against students in public schools. However, I also believe that, because you are the board, you're essentially my boss, I would not go ahead and sign a petition without communicating that to the board that I've been asked to sign this and I would like to sign it.
Are there any objections to Dr. Haller signing this petition?
I have a
Sharon,
question.
Sorry, do we need to have this as an agenda, a public agenda item if the
No,
board is going to weigh in?
It's really just informational, and you're not even straw polling. I think Dr. Howell is just looking to see if anybody has an objection, but
Okay.
it's informational only.
So that's why I'm after some information. How do other states handle this problem?
I don't know. I just know that it's a problem here in Pennsylvania and it's a big one.
It's always been.
Mhm.
It's a massive problem. I mean,
Yeah.
if you, there are many parents that are super opposed to it because it's your student athlete is putting a lot of time, energy, and effort in playing, and where other schools, such as a private school, they're not doing anything wrong because parents are sending and they're paying for their money, you know, but as Dr. Haller says, are recruiting, and personally, I have seen it. I know what it is. I've seen it happen. And when you start recruiting, you do get the best of the best, all going on scholarships and other things to private institutions. And then when you put all that into a pot together to go to play for a state championship, it just doesn't typically work out in our favor. And just another point to Dr. Haller, I don't typically bring up social media, but there was a massive social media post out about this particular topic. I think a couple weeks ago, last week, Emotep beat Pottstown, and it's you know, Pottstown had a great season, but the score was 70-39, and so it's you know, they're getting Division I athletes. The whole starting team that beat us at Exeter played, every one of them went to a Division I level basketball program against our kids.
And it happened to us 2 years in a row with our football program. You know, we have an outstanding football program, and Mr. Bowers here in the audience. Twice we've gone up against Bishop McDevitt. Our kids put up a great fight. They work really hard, but it's really unfair to have our kids compete against athletes that were specifically recruited for that sport. Not taking away from, this is not a private school, Catholic school, charter school situation. It's that public school is open and available to all. We don't close our doors to anyone. We provide opportunities for everyone, and many of the sports that we have in Exeter are no-cut sports. So our football team, our lacrosse team, I believe our soccer team, it's really only our smaller teams like volleyball, baseball, it's, you know, those teams. So if you come to Exeter and you want to participate in a sport, we will find a sport for you. You don't have to be the best athlete, you just have to show up, you have to show dedication, you have to do well in school, and there is an opportunity for you. That's not like that for recruiting, and so, you know, when our kids get to that point, because they might not be the very best, it's, I think, really unfair to the kids and the program that they're going up against kids that were specifically recruited.
This isn't a new issue going to the state either. You might remember a couple of years ago, there was House Bill 1983. There was a school district that was trying to champion that. We were actually contacted. I don't know if you remember that. And we got Tom McGass feedback on it. He was for it. But that, unfortunately, that bill never made it out of committee, never really went anywhere. This one actually has gotten a little bit further out of committee at least, so I think it probably stands at least a little bit better chance of getting something done.
Is this tied to House Bill 41?
This was a different bill in 2024, that it died then because it was House Bill 1983.
Okay.
Was that bill?
Because I think I talked last year about House Bill 41, which is more based on playoffs, which kind of goes back to what Dr. Heller said and what Mr. Odom said, because, you know, you can pay Berks Catholic to send your kid there, and you can develop, you know, you can handpick who you want, and you can say, oh, we'll give you a scholarship, they build the best team, and then they're dominating. But we don't have the liberty as a public school district to do that.
Right. The more I'm hearing, though, the more it seems to me would be helpful for us to know how other states have solved this problem. And the fact that we
It
haven't.
might not be a problem in other states, though.
But we don't know that.
I can tell you in the state of South Carolina, it is this way. There's a private school state championship, and there is a public school state championship.
So why, is that what this would do, this change?
Correct.
Yes.
I see.
Correct.
And that's
It
what
does
House
not,
Bill 41 's
yeah, it does not deter, it's just the private schools play the private schools, and the
Right.
public schools play the public schools.
And what do we know about the private schools? How are they gonna react to that petition here?
I
It
don't
just
know.
seems we haven't done our homework yet.
I don't know that it's a matter of homework, I think it's a
Yeah,
matter
I don't
of,
think it
I
is.
think it's a matter of doing what's right for kids.
Yeah.
So whether other states are doing it this way or not doing it this way, I think the way that Pennsylvania is doing it for kids is
It's
wrong. It doesn't matter to me, what New Jersey's doing. I think that if New Jersey is doing it that way, they're doing it wrong.
New Jersey separates.
Private, and, we're not saying that kids shouldn't play sports, we're saying that private schools should play with private schools and that public schools should play with public schools, because that makes it equal footing. And that is really the issue.
I think a
That's
good way
really
to
the issue.
describe it is, take Penn State for example. They have a club lacrosse team
Mhm.
that any student can play on, and they have a Division I lacrosse team. And it's like the Division I playing against the club lacrosse team for a championship. That's how it works. And so it doesn't, it doesn't benefit anyone doing it that way. It just doesn't. You're gonna always have the better student athlete on the Division I team than you are at this level. Not to say that some of the public kids, and even our own kids at Exeter, can't compete and be better than some of the private kids, but overall, holistically.
And I think
It's
that
like-
I think they can, but when you're
Yes.
stacking a team.
Correct,
Well, that's the thing,
absolutely.
yeah, it's
That's
like
what-
you're
that's what it boils
allowing
down
one
to.
team to go into a draft and the other team can't.
Yeah,
It's very uneven and very unfair.
And what we're just asked, we're not looking for legislation, we're asking the PIAA to change.
It's-
This is legislation.
it's,
It is legislation.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
signing to ask them to move this
This is House
legislation
Bill 41
forward.
that they.
And what is the bill again?
House Bill
41.
41.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, I wasn't gonna sign a petition without bringing it to the board. I don't think that that's appropriate, I'm signing my name on behalf of Exeter. But I do think it's unfair to our student athletes to not move this forward. We have good kids here that spend a lot of time practicing and competing, and, I was at the, many of the games, and Julie's been with me at games, and it's, yeah,
I mean,
it's
just going
exactly.
back
Just
to,
disheartening.
we were at Ladybug
Can we have
on Saturday
Coach
and
Bauer say a few
Yeah,
words?
sure.
listen to all the girls
I'll
talk
put you on
about
the
how
spot.
they're reviewing film,
There you go.
and they're doing all this
The
extra
instructor
work.
seats.
I
To
saw.
compete and.
Yeah, there you go, Mr. Bauer.
Oh, hi.
Floor is yours. What do you think about the bill?
I think I'm all for it for sure. I mean, it's very frustrating when my kids put in a year's worth of work year-round, and you're staring down the barrel of Bishop McDevitt at the end of your season. And yes, we do have some very formidable players, I would say 5 or 6, but put those 5 or 6 up against 36, and it's really not. It's very challenging
And I think,
and frustrating at the same time.
yeah, and that's how kids get hurt, too. That's how kids get hurt.
Bishop McDevitt has 24 kids that have Division I scholarships. I have none this year.
And not only that, I think, John, from my point of view, and I'm in support of you signing it, but one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, and I went to the basketball playoffs in Hershey last year, took my kids, it was great. A lot of the kids that went to that school that we played, it's a charter school, okay, in state playoffs or finals, whatever it was,
Okay.
they were all recruited, not from that area.
From anywhere.
Anywhere. There were kids you can get kids from Philly, you can get kids from
Florida.
anywhere.
Out
You
of
literally.
Out of state.
Out of state. You can tell their parents, listen, we have the best basketball program in the state, we'll be able to get your kids on, on
Kentucky.
every, what do they call it, the guys that come to look at you? Recruiters, sorry, thank you, every recruiter's eye, and we're gonna pay his tuition, it's $40,000 a year, and you can't afford it, you can only afford to send your kid to public school, which is area specific, as we know. Like, our kids are only from a specific area, and they're great kids, but you can only take them from this specific area. If they don't live in that area, they're not allowed to play for us. And we're putting them up against these kids, and it is a vast difference, especially when you get to 4A or, 5A, 6A, when you get up to these bigger schools, that's just the way it is. And they have the money to bankroll it. We don't. If we did, we'd be you know, buying kids houses to live in
We
Exeter
have an
and
apartment building.
whatever, yeah, we would buy that apartment building and we'd fill it up with a bunch of D1 athletes, you know, and
We could buy one
And
of
let
the
their-
BCTC houses.
I'm just saying, like, that is literally what they do, and that is what is so disheartening to our kids, because when they go out on they're not going against kids that they are, you know,
It's not an even matchup.
they're not, yeah, it's a completely uneven matchup, and they're like, why did we work this hard and we have to come to this? It's frustrating, so yes, I completely agree with signing it, and I don't see the problem, and he's right, it's completely separate in probably 25 states that I can think of. I mean, that, it's just that way because they realize that there is such a discrepancy between the two. When it comes to money, it comes straight down to the money that you can put in, just like a D1 school has millions of dollars to pay out for their college athletes. They're not getting paid to go to school to be a communications major. They're going to school to play football. They're just a communications major. No offense to any, I mean, there are a lot of D1 athletes that are also very, very smart. Don't get me wrong.
Mr. Bauer.
Forgive me, Mr. Bauer. You know, but I'm
Point
saying,
taken.
you know that they're there and getting paid to play that sport, not to be a communications major or
It is like a
business
college.
major. It is, it's like, it's a
yeah.
pre-college,
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
So are the kids that we're playing against in these private schools, are they getting paid?
They're not getting paid, but they're
They
getting,
can.
They can.
well, they
They
can,
can.
yeah, actually, they can.
It's a whole different conversation.
Sorry, that's a whole different.
conversation.
What I'm sticking with is, their parents do not have to pay tuition.
Or room and board.
Or room and board, so they're going to school for free, a private institution where they are there, pretty much like a going away school,
Because they're good at sports and
Because
they're
they're-
winning games.
because they're good at sports and winning games, yeah, so they're going to a boarding school for free, getting a boarding school education,
And that's great.
And it is
We're
great,
just-
it's
We're just
just,
asking that when that happens,
keep a level
that
play-
they-
level
that when
playing
that
field.
happens, that those schools play those schools.
Right.
right,
And
With the
that
same advantages.
our schools play schools that are similar to
to us, yeah.
Because then that's fair,
And it has been ever thus?
1949,
so.
And
That's-
That's when the
that-
school code was written.
pretty much. And this is not a mandate, it's more of an allowance, so I think the PIAA, they can allow it, or they can choose to do what they want, as long
Right.
as the bill passes, then it just gives them the ability to.
And one final question, what are the odds makers saying about the bill? Will it pass?
I don't know.
It's everything's
You never
rolling the
know.
dice when it comes
Well,
to
I was gonna use the
legislation.
word crapshoot, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, I would imagine that that's the reason behind this petition movement is to try to, cause some
I
pressure.
mean, it's been out
Got
since,
it.
what,
Okay.
2024?
Okay, thank you, I
So-
didn't know anything about this, and
No,
now
I mean,
do.
it's just very sensitive, you know,
Mhm.
to, when you see this happen to kids and, you know,
Over
you're
and
just,
over.
yeah, it's just very.
And it's been
frustrating.
going on for, I mean, at
Very.
And
least
it's a,
since the 80s,
Right.
that I can remember.
like, we didn't have it in my school, because my school was so small, so we, but when you get to the higher levels, and then, yeah, you just meet somebody on the court that's like 3 times the size of you, and, they've been all recruited, it's literally like putting a high school team up against a college team and saying, good luck.
Yeah.
That's what it
Okay.
is.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm up, yeah, hold on.
That ends my
Sorry,
report,
email.
Mrs. Shea.
Oh, are you done with your report?
It ends my report.
Did you wanna talk about Mamma Mia at all, or the wonderful play that we
It
just
was
had this weekend?
fabulous.
Extracurricular?
I was gonna talk about that
Okay.
next week. I was gonna talk about that
Like
next
our house.
week.
Okay, all right, I'll do the ECF board report, thank you very much. ECF is excited to host our second annual Run to Soar race event on Saturday, April 4th, 2026 at Trout Run Sports Complex. This event is in partnership with Pretzel City Sports, and we're excited to add a 10K option to this year's race. There's still time to register for a 5K, 10K, or 1 mile fun run. You can visit us on our Facebook page or the website for more details. We'd also like to send a thank you and congratulations to Kendra Kohler, a student at Owatton Creek, for designing the winning event logo this year. So great job, Kendra. And that is all I have for ECF. Who's next? Mr. Fiddler? Mr. Fiddler, you've got BCTC and BCI.
My usual pair. Well, nothing to say about BCTC except thanks to my board colleagues and members of the administration for coming out tonight. I know it's an extra long day. I hope you enjoyed the meal and you see what I get to enjoy every month. And you see some of the great programs. I wish we could have gone into the rooms, but there were students in the rooms. I had to skip the second part. Did you see, did Mike talk about the NASA program?
No.
Oh, there's a mechatronics engineering program here
Oh.
in which or from which we have done 2 projects. No, one is completed, one is underway with NASA.
That's
The
awesome.
first project was to design handholds.
Oh, I
You
saw
know, because when
that.
you're floating in space, you need something to grab onto to move around. This school developed the handholds for the International Space Station.
I was on her.
And now they're working on something new about a door frame that has a gate, and it's got to be very precision engineered, as you can imagine. You're in space, you can't have a draft in space. So I didn't mean to steal Mike's thunder, but that goes on here too,
That's awesome.
along with the other 33 programs in this marvelous school. So thanks for coming out. And BCIU, we meet, the board meets Thursday, and that's the end of my report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fiddler. Mr. Mel, could you take both legislative, PSBA, Township, Borough, if there's anything to report, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, for the first one for the legislative, the PA General Assembly will reconvene later this month. The Senate is going to return to Harrisburg for the session, session March 16th through the 18th. And both the House and the Senate will convene the following week, meeting March 23rd to 25th. Some of the legislative topics that I had a couple here at the federal level. United States HR 7757, otherwise known as the Kids Internet and Digital Safety Kids Act. On March 3rd, 2026, the Kids Internet and Digital Safety Act was introduced into the U.S. House of Representatives. It's a comprehensive legislative package designed to enhance online protections for children and teenagers. The bill mandates that social media platforms, multiplayer online games, and other digital services implement default high-level safety and privacy settings for minors under 17, while also providing parents with robust tools to manage screen time, restrict content, and monitor but not fully access their children's online activity. It further establishes a duty of care for platforms to prevent and mitigate harmful content, including sexual exploitation, cyberbullying, promotion of illegal substances, and addictive design features. Additionally, the KIDS Act addresses emerging risks by targeting artificial intelligence, chatbot safety, and data profiling. It includes provisions requiring AI providers to disclose when users are interacting with a bot, restricts chatbots from impersonating professionals, and mandates breaks from chatbot sessions. The legislation also introduces restrictions on targeted advertising to minors, bans marketing research on users known to be children, and requires independent annual audits of large online platforms to ensure compliance with these child safety measures. So students spend hours daily on devices, as we probably know, and schools increasingly navigate the fallout from cyberbullying incidents to mental health crises linked to social media use. So this bill would give parents new tools and impose platform-side guardrails that could reshape the digital environment K-12 students encounter both at home and on school-issued devices. The research provisions and educational partnerships in Title V specifically call for resources schools could use to teach digital citizenship. So this bill was referred to the Energy and Commerce and Judiciary Committees, where hearings and potential markup sessions will determine if it advances to a full House vote. And second legislative piece is at the Senate, Senate Bill 836, amendments to the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act of 1998. This was passed by the U.S. Senate on March 5th. The bill updates the 1998 COPPA law to enhance protections for users under age 17, extending rights to teens age 13 to 16. Key updates include expanding the definition of operator to cover more online services and broadening personal information to include biometric data, geolocation, and persistent identifiers. The bill grants users or parents the ability to access, correct, or delete data while prohibiting targeted advertising without consent. Furthermore, the bill bans storing or transferring minors' data outside the U.S. without notification, limits data retention times, and strengthens the actual knowledge standard for determining a user's age. It mandates FTC and GAO, students' studies on consent mechanisms and the impact of fintech on teens, respectively, and authorizes state attorney generals to enforce these stricter regulations. So schools increasingly rely on educational technology platforms that collect massive amounts of student data, from learning apps to student information systems. This bill directly regulates how those operators handle student information by requiring written agreements with schools, limiting data use to solely educational purposes, and giving parents new oversight tools for school safety professionals. This creates clear guardrails around the digital tools used in classrooms while potentially affecting threat assessment systems and anonymous reporting platforms that collect student data. So having passed the Senate, the U.S. Senate unanimously, this bill moves to the House, where the Energy and Commerce Committee will likely take it up for consideration. So those are the two bills I wanted to talk about. And lastly, just a reminder to the board that I will be going to Harrisburg on Monday, March 23rd for the PA Literacy Summit and Day of Action, along with Mrs. Bush will be there, and several reading specialists will also be there in Harrisburg as well. It's a full-day event. I've looked at the agenda. Apparently, famous NFL tight end Deion Butler will be one of the speakers, so don't get jealous, but I'm going to be there and I'm going to see Deion Butler. So I may get an autograph too if I'm lucky.
Mr. Bowers Jones.
Mr. Bauer? You want to go Literacy Summit? Come on.
Well said.
All right. That is it for my legislative reports.
I have a
And
question for you.
yes,
That's not Advocacy Day, right?
that is
No.
not.
That's in
Advocacy
April,
Day
right?
is
Or
in
May,
May.
okay,
Okay.
great.
That
Sorry.
is correct.
All right.
For the township side of things, the only thing I did want to report that I saw out there, the Exeter Community Library is hosting the Commissioners' Town Hall on Wednesday, April 8th. So the Berks County Commissioners, the 3 commissioners will be there, starting at 6 p.m. to talk about initiatives in 2026. And I'm not sure if there is going to be any Q&A segment there. It does say that the public will have the ability to ask questions and receive answers from the Berks County Commissioners. So I thought that was at least worthy to note ahead of that town hall event that's happening. That is it for my township liaison report.
The only thing I wanted to mention about the policy is that the advocacy campaigns, if you can just review them if you agree, because it does help us kind of, push things to where we, need to make reform. So the more we advocate, the better we can be in a position of hopefully trying to make change.
Yes.
From PDF, from
PSBA.
Yeah, so PSBA will send emails out about, especially under the dome emails that they send, asking for sending, basically there's an automated way to send an email out to your legislators. Also, the monthly email I send to the board, I try to also include
It's a link.
the actions there
You just
to
had a link
do
in the
that,
last
so.
one.
But yeah.
Yeah. No. And they just also sent out an email about rising healthcare costs, so it's a pretty,
Yeah, I got that one too.
pretty good read. What they're sending out, and I really do like the new format that they have. I don't know if that was part of were you part of that change, or?
The under the dome thing?
Yeah, and like how they've kind of condensed.
Absolutely, I'm the one that told, I said,
Did you?
change this email, it needs to look like this.
Well,
No, I didn't.
it's
I
a lot,
didn't.
it's friendly on the
It
eye.
is.
Yeah,
It is more user-friendly for
Yeah,
sure.
it
And
definitely
it used to just be a PDF full of summaries of
Yeah,
stuff.
I got
And now
confused.
they're honing in on targeted topics to focus on, so it definitely is
So-
better.
and I'll just plug, don't forget to get your, and myself, your school board training. Done. I think Jason's the only one that's done it so far.
Yes, he has, I'm sure.
He has, I'm sure.
Job their student.
I know, I'm a nerd.
He's on his computer all day, I mean, come on, you
Hey.
know.
Okay, so I think next we're on to public comment. Is there anyone else in the room who would like to speak?
Nobody signed up. but
Nobody
I mean,
signed
there's
up?
all those people
Okay.
here that they might, Matt Bauer said he would love to.
I already spoke too much.
Yeah, okay.
All right, are there any board members who would like to be heard this time?
I know that, Dr. Howard, you were gonna say something about Mama B, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
wait till the next meeting, only because
Okay.
that one's gonna be live streamed, and I'm not sure how many people will watch the recording, or how much will be able to even hear us, so.
I got you.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring up another performance that I was obviously able to see this weekend was at Genesius Theater, a little bit of a selfish plug, but there were 15 Exeter students in the Pirates of Penzance play that was running for 2 weeks there. All the kids did a great job. I think the only negative thing that happened, there was a toilet clog that occurred at some point on a Saturday, I believe it was. But other than that, fantastic. The whole run was great, except when that happened. But,
I hope that they used the difficulty, as Michael Caine says.
what's that?
Use the difficulty.
Yes.
He was trying to get off stage one time, the door jammed, and he screwed up, and the play came to a halt, and he learned from a mentor, use the difficulty. Put that into the character you're playing, have trouble with the door, solve the problem.
I like that.
and move on.
Is that Bosch?
Fit into the Pirates.
Not Bosch, Michael Caine.
It was good intent.
British outfit.
I know. Okay, so I just want to announce the Personnel Committee will meet in executive session, I believe it's March 27th, to discuss contracts. And our next meeting will be held on April 8th at 6 p.m., which is actually a Wednesday because Monday is a holiday, so that will be our committee of the whole. Anyone else would like to speak before I adjourn? Okay, I will adjourn the meeting if there's no objections. Hearing none, meeting adjourned.